Hello students, I hope you had a good weekend. The next topic that we are going to do today in Unit 2 Current Electricity is potentiometer. This is another device which we use to find EMFs and potential differences. It is actually a meter used to find potential difference just like a voltmeter, but it gives us a more accurate reading than a voltmeter. First of all, let us talk about its principle. The principle, it states that when a constant current flows through a wire of constant area of cross section and uniform material. So this means the current is constant, the area of cross section is constant, and the material is constant. So I, rho and A, these are taken to be constant. When a current I flows through a wire of uniform area of cross section and material, then the potential difference across any section of the wire is directly proportional to the length of that section of wire. Let us see how we get this. For any part of a wire, we can take any part of a wire. For any part of a wire, the potential difference across the two ends of the wire will be V is equal to IR, and R we can write as rho L by E. Since in this statement in the beginning itself we are saying I, rho and E are constant, so we get here that V is proportional to L because I, rho and A are constant. This is the principle of the potentiometer. Since V is proportional to L, we can write it as an equality also. V equals to KL, where K is I rho upon A. Rather we call it as potential gradient. Since it is the rate of change of potential with length, K is V upon L, the rate of change of potential with the length of the wire, and its SI unit will be volt per meter. Sometimes we also use volt per centimeter practically in practical applications. Now, what are its applications? What is the construction? First of all, let us see the construction. So, the potentiometer device, it is made with a wooden board. There is a wooden board, and on the wooden board, a wire of some length, a wire AB, is connected. It is connected as parallel sections of wire. Each section is of 1 meter length. Let this wire be AB. These are 1 meter long parallel sections of wire, and these are connected on a wooden board. Each section is connected to wide straight copper strips, and these sections are connected with each other. In a potentiometer, we may have a 4 meter length wire, a 6 meter, 8 meter, 10 meter, like this. And more the length of the wire, the better is the potentiometer, its sensitivity is better. Besides this wire, from the A point, a battery is connected, and a key is there, a plug key, a rheostat to monitor any variation in the potential, and an ammeter control the condition that the current is constant, we can keep checking in the ammeter whether the current is constant or not, and this end is connected to B. So between the two ends of the wire A and B, we have this circuit, a battery, a key, a rheostat and an ammeter. This is called the driving circuit or the auxiliary circuit. This is the basic potentiometer circuit. From the section A is connected, whatever application we need it for, that part of the circuit is connected from A. So this is the construction of the potentiometer. Let us see the first application. To compare EMFs of two primary cells. Now here the word compare. Compare means finding the ratio of the EMFs of cells. What are primary cells? Here we are using cells. Primary cells are those cells which cannot be recharged. I'll tell about the structure of the primary cell in my next video. The primary cells that we will be using here are Leclanche cell and Daniell cell. We will talk about them in the next video. Let us see the circuit diagram first. Again the potentiometer with its wire AB, and in this wire we connect here the battery, then the key, the rheostat, the ammeter, and to the point B of the wire. From A point we will connect the two primary cells E1 and E2. The positive terminal of both the primary cells is connected to A. Similarly, the positive terminal of the driving cell E is also connected to A. And the negative terminals of the both cells, they are connected to another key. This key has two plugs. It is called a two-way key. From the central plug, a galvanometer is connected, and one end of the galvanometer is connected to the jockey. We talked about jockey when we were doing meter bridge. Jockey is a device where one end has a terminal and we connect the wire. The other end is kept open. It has a knife edge, and wherever we want to connect on the wire, we can touch it on the wire. This is the circuit for comparing the EMFs of two primary cells. Now how is this going to work? After the circuit is connected, we close the key K and we close the plug 1, 2, this plug of the circuit, we close this. This means when this is closed, the cell E1 is in circuit. Then taking the jockey, we place the jockey at A and B one after the other. If the deflection in the galvanometer is opposite in each case, then our circuit is correct and we can proceed with the experiment. After we have checked for opposite deflection at A and B and we are having opposite deflection, we can proceed with the experiment. Picking up the jockey, we start from A and slowly move on the length of the wire. Each section of the wire is 1 meter. You have to remember this. So we move along the wire, and at some point we will see that the deflection in the galvanometer is 0. That is the balance point. Let it be L1 here. If it is L1, then we can write E1 equals to KL1. Because L1 is the balance point, the length L1 is being balanced by the potential E1 of the first cell. Similarly, now in the second step, we will open the plug 1, 2 and now close the plug 2, 3. When we close the plug 2, 3, the cell E2 is now in circuit. Now again we will find the balance length starting from point A and find the balance length. Say the balance length is L2 in this case. We can write E2 equals to KL2. This we are getting from the principle of the potentiometer. Okay, and now dividing equations, these two equations, E1 by E2, we can write L1 by L2. So we have got here the ratios or the ratio of the two primary cells, E1 and E2, as L1 by L2. If in case one of these cells is a standard cell like your dry cell, then you can also find the EMF of the cell whose EMF is unknown. E1 would be equal to L1 upon L2 into E2 in case you want to find the EMF, unknown EMF of a cell. So we can use it for comparing the EMFs of two primary cells, or we can also use it to find the EMF of a cell when we have some standard cell. In this circuit we have drawn a wooden board along with the circuit. We can also make the circuit a little simpler. We can alternatively just draw a wire AB. No need to draw the different sections of the wire. You can make it simpler. Say AB wire, and between the two ends of the wire for the driving circuit we have a battery, a key, a rheostat and an ammeter. This is the driving circuit. From A we have to connect the two cells. We can connect the two primary cells in this manner, E1 and E2. Positive terminal of both the cells connected to A and the negative terminals connected to the two extreme points of the two-way key. The central point of the two-way key is connected to a galvanometer and the other end of the galvanometer to a junkie. In this way also we can draw the circuit. We can take a number of readings and we can take the average of all the readings and get a more accurate reading when we are doing the experiment in the lab. So I hope you understood this application. We have another application and we'll talk about that in the next lecture. Till then, have a safe day, study well, take care. Thank you.